Yeah, not in Vince McMahon's mind. She's not going to get an opportunity. She's not going to get a shot. Because you see, again, like I said, it's his own way of subtly telling Triple H, I don't like NXT. You see, to me, it's like if Triple H was to come out and say, oh, guess what, Vince, my whole roster is going to be giant men, and they're going to have this unique look. They're going to be like John Cena. They're going to be all John Cena-like clones, or all Hulk Hogan-like clones. Vince McMahon would be like, oh, yeah, that's great. Let's get behind that. I want all of them to be a champion. Yeah. See, unless NXT has that look, has those kind of people, Vince is never going to get behind it. Unless those kind of people get called up first, he's not going to get behind it. You take a look at this Corbin guy in NXT. He's basically being built as a monster, as a muscle guy. Someone basically that can mow down his opponents in seconds. Excuse me. That can mow down his opponents in seconds. So here's this guy that no doubt, whether he's champion or not of NXT, he's going to get called up no matter what. You take a look at Kevin Owens. If he gets called up before Sami Zayn, it's because he has that size and stature and unique look. The fact is overall, folks, Vince McMahon is never going to get behind NXT. And no matter who gets called up or at least given a shot to make their debut on Raw or SmackDown or whatever, in the end, Vince McMahon's always going to find a way to put the screws to them and basically put the screws to Triple H and subtly, in a way, hint to him or at least tell him, I don't like your brand. I don't like your NXT. And unless Vince McMahon steps down someday and gives the company to Triple H or Stephanie, it's never going to change. I mean, you think Triple H likes the fact that on that podcast, Vince McMahon basically talked about that whole brass ring thing. I mean, heck, everybody's been basically mocking that. Even Triple H has been mocking it. Because basically that's Vince's own way, with that little brass ring comment, that's his own subtle way of saying, I don't like NXT. I don't think anybody in NXT can reach the level of the guys like a John Cena or Randy Orton. They can't do it. It's like, to me, it's like, Vince, get with the times. You can come out and say you can come out in public and say, oh, I'm not behind the times. I'm with the times. I know what the fans want. I put my ego aside. Blah, blah. Yeah, you could say that just to save face, but in the end, you don't do any of that. You say that superstars lack ambition. Guess what, Vince? They lack ambition because you're not giving them that chance to have ambition. All these young superstars and divas are lacking that ambition because you are subtly hinting to them that they're not what you want. They may be what the universe wants, but they're not what you want. That's why they lack that ambition. Especially if there's somebody out of NXT. Which again is another reason why I believe Vince McMahon hates NXT. And subtly tells Triple H that by jobbing out his guys and gals. You have Triple H basically being somebody that's behind Charlotte going over Natalya, and even Natalya feels it's best for business. And yet, what does Vince say? Oh, no, Natalya should go over. Because he doesn't like NXT. Now, his creation. It's not what he made. Well, originally he did, but it's not what he really wanted. If Vince McMahon had his way, the NXT that we had seen before would still be around. That's the truth. Vince McMahon doesn't like this. He doesn't like it. He subtly is going to let you know that. Do you think he likes the fact that a lot of the divas that will be called up are actually going to get it on in that ring, actually steal the show? eventually? Of course not. Of course he doesn't like that. Why do you think he limits their matches? Like I said, I think sometimes it takes Triple H to subtly, through his wife, with the help of his wife, and maybe other people backing him up, to convince Vince McMahon to let the divas of NXT, or the NXT alumni divas, to go out and steal the freaking show. Or at least have a decent match. But does Vince allow that to happen most times? No. Do you not think Charlotte and Natalya wouldn't have loved to go out there and, at least for maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, put on a decent match? Of course they would have. Oh yeah, Charlotte got positive praise. There's no doubt about that. But do you not think Charlotte wouldn't have loved to have had a decent match with Natalya? You don't think she wouldn't have liked that? Oh, I know she would have. I know she would have. But in the end, it's Vince McMahon's decision. And by having Charlotte lose to Natalya in her first big match, instead of allowing her to win to build momentum to last night's special in her match against Sasha Banks, I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. Because I think in a sense it's stupid. I mean, I love Natalya. Believe me, I am fully behind Natalya. I wish they would push her more. And they do, but obviously they're pushing her in Tyson because of what's going on in Total Divas. That's fine. And I think that's another reason why he didn't want Natalya to lose, because of what's going on there. But still, it's dumb. You should at least let her win so she can build momentum. Yeah, Charlotte won in a great match last night at Revolution. But still, it's stupid, Vince. It's stupid that you would have her lose. She's a freaking Flair, for goodness sakes. But anyway, it's just, like I said in the first part, and I'm saying here, it's just Vince's own subtle way of telling Triple H, I don't like NXT. I never have and I never will. Well, you know what, Vince? Sooner or later, that's going to come back to bite you in the end. Because sooner or later, when you do step down, there's going to be people that are afraid to say anything to you. They're going to come out and say, we love NXT. We're behind NXT. We want to support NXT. We feel NXT should be on equal bounds with Raw and SmackDown and Superstars. We believe NXT should have matches at pay-per-views to really showcase that talent. And sooner or later, Vince, it's going to happen. And you're going to look back on it when you step down. You're going to realize, oh, crap. Triple H was right. This is the future. This is good. But right now, you're not doing that. Right now, you're letting your, I'm not trying to say senileness, but you're letting your ego, as you say you have, but you put aside because you listen to the fans, you're letting that ego get the best of you. You're letting it blind you. You're letting that pride of yours as well get in the way of allowing what's really best for business. And unless you put that ego, and unless that ego and pride, unless Vince McMahon puts that ego and that pride aside, he's always going to have a disdain for NXT. No matter what you might say watching this, it's the truth. Because you know what? If he didn't have a disdain, if he didn't have a dislike or hatred, none of these men and women would be in the position that they are right now. They wouldn't be. And that's a fact. So you guys let me know what you think. I'm sorry this was in two parts, but you let me know what you think down below. Because you know what? Honestly, in the end of it, Vince, no matter what you might say, Vince will always dislike and hate NXT, no matter what.